All right, so I just finished reading this fascinating book called The Founders by Jimmy Sohn. It's about the PayPal story. Great book. So I figured out, let me share a few ideas with us here that I think will be of benefit to each and every one of us here, if you like books like me. Welcome. So the first highlight that I got from the book is about the power of question. Elon Musk said something very powerful. He said, framing the right questions is as important as driving or diving into the answers. Elon Musk said that a lot of times the question is harder than the answer. And if you can properly phrase the question, then the answer is the easy part. You see, I believe in the power of questions because even Jesus Christ said it. He said that ask and it shall be given unto you, seek and you will find. For everyone that asks receives. Now, you need to learn how to stay with a question because questions will force your brain to come up with new capabilities and new possibilities and new relationships. I think it was Peter Thiel, one of the co-founders of PayPal, that said something very powerful. He said, ask yourself, how can I accomplish my 1-year goal in 6 months? Now, you may not accomplish, let's say you have a target to do $1 million in a year. You say to yourself, how can I do $1 million in 6 months? Now, you may not accomplish that $1 million in 6 months. But what will happen for you is that it will expand your brain to start thinking from a different dimension. And because of that, it will force you to raise your prices. Because that just happened to me recently in my business. I said to myself, how can I accomplish my 1 month goal in 15 days? And that forces you to raise your price because sometimes all you need to hit your target is to raise the price of your product. The second thing I force you to do is that it forced me to add another product to my product repertoire. So I didn't used to do sales recruitment before. So I started doing sales recruitment now because it fits beautifully well to sales training. And that has also increased the revenue of my business because of the power of a question. So you need to understand something about your brain and my brain. Your brain is a question answering machine. We are telepathic beings. In other words, if you set a target for the brain goes for it. Now, the quality of questions that you ask is what will determine the quality of life that you live. If you ask yourself a stupid question, you will most likely live a very stupid life. If you ask yourself a disempowering question, you will live a disempowering life. Instead of you to say, how come people don't like me? You should be asking yourself a question like, how come a lot of people like me? Now, let me give you one trick. Let's say your target is to do $1 million. All right. Before you hit that $1 million, trick your brain with this question and say, how did I hit $1 million? Now, you haven't hit the money. The money's not in your account yet. But you are assuming, you're acting as if the money's already in your account. You're saying, how did I do it? Guess what? Your brain starts giving you answers. From those answers, boom, you can create the reality that you want. That's the first thing I learned from the book. The second thing that I learned from the book was the power of branding. Do you know that in 1999, Elon Musk bought the URL x.com? He bought it in 1999 from two brothers. He bought it for $1.5 million. Interesting. And it was in 2022, 2023 that he bought Twitter. I think the market capitalization of Twitter today is like $12 billion. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So he perhaps didn't even know what he wanted to do with that name. He saw it, it was intriguing, and then he bought it. That's why I say to people, invest in your business. And nothing is too expensive to invest in your business because the upside of that is way higher than the downside of that. In fact, if you read some biographies, they'll tell you that some of these successful entrepreneurs, they actually recruit people that they don't need part-time in their business. Maybe they see someone that's smart.